Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's FearsomeFire here, and I'm back with another video, guys. And today we'll be experimenting with poles in Super Mario Odyssey. And by poles, I mean these like little traffic cone things in New Donk City. And I also mean the forks in the Luncheon Kingdom, because the forks are also very similar. There's also some forks in other areas of the game. But I'm going to be experimenting with these today. There's actually a lot of confusion based off of like what they do, how they interact with Mario, and how how much momentum and how much speed he gets. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. And also, I kind of want to do like a post-commentated thing. I basically went through the game, played for a couple hours, just trying to discover stuff, and I'm just going to show you guys what I found and the coolest things that I was able to do with these poles. Alright guys, so the first thing right here is I found this area in New Donk City. There's this one pole right here that's like on the side of the building, and if you throw your, if you basically go through it in like a certain way, you flick yourself up in a certain way, you actually glitch right through the wall, and you're literally like out of bounds. It's really weird. I've never seen anybody else do this out of bounds trick. And also, if you try to come over here to the wall, it's like solid. This part of the wall is solid. However, you can actually really easily just walk out. But for some reason, this part's solid. But then you can bonk on it, whatever. But then you come out, and yeah, you can just easily come out. So that's kind of weird how like that part's solid, but the other part isn't. I don't know. Alright guys, so the next thing that I tried to do was I was trying to experiment with flinging onto this bench, the bench pals thing. And as you see, I fail a lot of times, but in the world record of the game, the players, they actually like fling themselves onto the bench, and I thought it'd be really easy. It's actually really hard to do this consistently. Like I tried for a while before I was finally able to get it. You can fling yourself over, sit next to the guy, and yeah, that's just one thing you can do. Kind of random, but it's kind of cool. So this next part is I was trying to get through as much of the city as I could with only using the poles, but sadly it seems like you really can't get too far. I was trying to like start from the beginning, but there's a lot of spots that are kind of just like like open, like in between gaps. I would love to see if somebody could see how far they can make it through, just without touching the ground, just like flinging from pole to pole. That'd be really cool. Alright guys, so this next thing I discovered is that when you actually like fling yourself in the air, you get a lot of distance, and you go really fast. And as you see right here, you actually make it all the way over this island from the top of this pole. So then from this point, I was just trying to see if I could like land directly over the pipe and just ground pound on the pipe. And it took a lot of attempts, dude. It's actually really hard. This is like a fun little challenge that any of you guys should try out if you wanted to. Just literally just, flinging yourself from the top and just trying to land directly on it is like really hard to do. And I also discovered that you can actually do it from two other points. You can do it from this fork right here. You can fling yourself over to this little island and land right inside. You can also do it from this pole on top of the building. I'm pretty sure those are the only ones that you can do it from. But I thought it was really cool. Like I didn't realize how far you actually go with these things, how far they actually fling you. So that's like another really cool thing that I discovered. So guys, using this fork technique, I tried to see if I could hide a balloon really quickly over on that island, and I was actually able to get a pretty decent hiding spot. It's definitely a spot here, you can see it right now, but it's definitely a spot that I think that people will have a lot of trouble getting over there as fast as I did, unless they know the exact method that I did by flinging myself over there with the fork. I know that most of the time people there's many ways to actually get over to that island without actually going through the pipe, but I don't think that many people know of most of them, and this is one that, this is the first time I've seen anybody do it this way, and I think it's going to be able to get me a lot of coins, hopefully, and there it is right there if you wanted to try it out yourself. But that's another thing to keep note. You probably use a lot of these things that I'm discovering in Bloom World or Koopa Free Running. And following the same type of topic, I was trying to see if I could make it over to the Memorial Park area from this pole up on top of this building, but I was never able to do it, dude. I got so close so many times, but it didn't seem like it was possible. I was trying to see if I could get like a certain angle that would allow me to do it. I would love to see if somebody could do it. I think that it's possible, but one of the issues is that you can't jump on your hat again after you fling yourself off the pole. So if you could jump on your cap again, then it could definitely be doable, but I'm not sure about that one. Alright, this is sort of pole related, but I kind of just flung myself off the pole, and then when I hopped up and I was just holding the left button, I was just like constantly like jumping up and then falling down in this little thing. It's not really that related, but it's kind of cool, something I discovered. Alright guys, so here's another cool thing. Right here in New Donk City, you can fling yourself around on this pole, and you can just go in circles, like kind of like at your own free will. And you can do it the same thing with the forks too. The forks act the exact same way. There's not really much of a difference at all. Obviously they just look differently, but it's really weird because you can have full control in New Donk City with the forks there, but in Luncheon Kingdom, you actually can't go around in circles. It stops you from trying to move any farther, which is kind of weird. It's something I noticed. So even though like it looks like it's the exact same capture, they actually have very different properties, at least one property, but it makes a pretty big difference in terms of how you use them. They're really limited in Luncheon Kingdom, whereas in New Donk City, they basically act the exact same way as the regular poles do, but they obviously look different. Alright guys, so The next thing that I wanted to test was I wanted to compare the speeds of regular rolling to flinging yourself. So I think I said it earlier, but when you fling yourself, you actually go a lot faster. So this just kind of shows the different speeds. You go a lot faster when you first fling yourself, then you slow down. But you do go faster when you're landing from a fling than a regular roll. And you can actually combine a fling with a roll, and you can actually roll faster than normal, but then it does go back to regular rolling speed. So that's just another thing to show off. Most people think that the fastest you can move as Mario on the ground is when you're rolling, but that's actually not true. You can go a little bit faster for a short amount of time when you are actually just finished from flinging yourself on the ground. So a quick thing to kind of play off the point that I just made with momentum. I was trying to see if I flung myself straight down, if that would like increase my momentum more than like a regular amount, whether if like compared to if I flung myself, you know, sideways or in the air. But it didn't really seem to matter. Even though I was flinging myself right at the ground, I was still getting the same amount of momentum, which kind of surprised me. I thought maybe, you know, it would increase if we were going straight at the ground, but that's not the way that it works. So that's basically it for the most part, guys. I know that there wasn't a whole bunch of stuff, but you know, I was just like playing around with them anyways. I was like, yo, I might as well just record this. I can commentate afterwards. And I think I kind of like the way I did this experiment video. I think that this makes a lot more sense for experimenting videos, the post commentary, because it can be annoying just to, you know, always have my microphone on when I'm, you know, just basically literally just playing around with the game for hours. I'm sure there may have been a couple things I missed also, so if anybody has anything that I missed, then make sure to leave that in the comments if there's any big things that I missed, cool things you can do with the polls. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and have a wonderful day.